Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Kathy. Now today we're going to go over Patrick Roark's therapy skills. He is a therapist. I don't know if everybody realizes that. I think this is actually a picture of him in his scrubs, his orange scrubs, and because I know they're normally blue, but well, things are a little odd in odd West Virginia. So yeah. Don't think this is a prison shirt. It is actually his therapist outfit. Dr. Roark, you have a patient waiting in your living room? Now, this is rare, you guys. We are going to catch Dr. Patrick Roark in action as a family therapist that he thinks he is. And let's see what we can see. Oh, well, look at that. The patient waiting in the on the therapist's couch is no other than Larry Whitaker. So looks like we really got lucky, you guys. Not just any old therapist patient. This is somebody that we know. So this is kind of a treat that we got in on this session here. Now, let's see if we can listen in, you guys. I don't think they know we're listening, so let's see if we can hear what they're talking about. Try not to make any noise so they don't know.
Listen.
Oh, I can hear him.
I know that you may not care what anybody else has to say, but nobody done what they done because somebody hates BJ. You know.
Uh-oh. Sounds like it's getting a little rough.
You got to understand that, man. You got brothers and sisters.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, the doctor knows what he's doing.
Brothers and sisters that need protected. Those are your brothers and sisters. And anybody that has any sense about them would do the same thing. I mean, if it was me, my mom and dad had 5 kids.
All right. Wait a minute. I mean, if it was me, I like that. I like when the therapist uses like their own, what do you call it, life experiences to interject and kind of like help you along with your process there of healing, So anyway, speaking of, I think we should look into this, therapist, Dr. Roark's credentials, because yes, let's see his credentials, why don't we? Okay, well, let's see what Dr. Roark. Let's see what Dr. Roark let's see what his background with this particular patient is, shall we? Now, I've heard that this patient has been, actually the patient didn't come to Dr. Roark. Dr. Roark sought this patient out, so he's been counseling this much older man in his 70s. Now, this Patrick Roark here I think he's 46 years old, and he is counseling this much older man, old enough to be his father. But Patrick, he must have a hell of a background, huh? In therapy and all this other stuff. Well, let's just see this particular patient here. Let's see. He he's got. Well, he says he likes to compare things to himself. So he himself has 6 children. Yes, 6, and it seems like, yeah, there's not a very good track record with any of them. He doesn't seem to have a, well, he's as far as wives or girlfriends or anything like that, I'm not sure what his track record there is. But as far as kids, yeah, it doesn't seem like a very good track record himself. Now, in this particular patient that he's got, now he seems to be going pretty hard on this patient, but the fact is that he owes this patient tens of thousands of dollars, but he won't pay this Mr. Whitaker what he owes him because he changes the reasons all the time. He just makes up reasons. So turns out this therapist owes Mr. Whitaker, the man in the on the recliner over there. Yes, the therapist owes this man tens of thousands of dollars and just can't come up with a good excuse why he won't pay him. The therapist also seems to be going way overboard. Now, he's berating the patient, and what he did actually, the therapist turns out that what he did was he lied to this man, this Mr. Whitaker here, and his family, and the therapist actually made up a big lie about his daughter being abusive to the family and driving by and getting evicted. So, yeah, it seems like the therapist has not got a very good track record with this patient here, Mr. Whitaker. Now, he also, you know what else? This therapist here turns out just got done blackmailing the patient, Mr. Whitaker, there all summer long. Yeah, see, since the therapist didn't pay Mr. Whitaker the tens of thousands of dollars, Mr. Whitaker was had no choice but to grab a half a gallon of gas from his lawnmower, Patrick's lawnmower gas, and actually, the Dr. Roark Dr. Patrick Roark ended up blackmailing the Mr. Whitaker the rest of the summer with that footage of the ring cam. Oh, and speaking of ring cam, he also claimed that his daughter was evicted off the property and scared the living daylights out of Mr. Whitaker's nephew, which turned out to be a lie. So the therapist has got not a very good track record with this particular patient. And so, you know what? He also, the therapist here, Dr. Patrick Roark, also admitted that actually BJ was never abusive. Yes, he went on an interview and admitted that BJ was never actually abusive. She was just the fall guy. Anyway, so that's what this doctor did. And so he admitted that he blackmailed Mr. Whitaker here. He falsely accused Mr. Whitaker's daughter, but somehow he's in the therapist seat berating Mr. Whitaker. Now, if that ain't backwards, I don't know. Oh, you know what else he did? This therapist, Dr. Patrick Roark, he actually, speaking of Mr. Whitaker's daughter, he actually put a bullseye on her back and actually went along with another YouTuber claiming that Mr. Whitaker's daughter was a snitch, therefore putting her life in danger. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was also the therapist that did that, and the therapist's business partner. Oh, speaking of the business partner, so this therapist here and the business partner also planned to, take custody of half the family behind their backs. But anyway, enough with the therapist. Oh, you know what else he did? The therapist also hired somebody with the money he was not paying Mr. Whitaker. He actually took some of that money he was holding out and gave it to somebody else to fly drones and harass Mr. Whitaker, which is that person on the couch. So let's go and look at Dr. Roark, Dr. Patrick Roark's his credentials. I'm not sure if he went to Harvard or Yale, where he really got his degree. Let's go check it out. Oh, there's his degree. Yeah, in the court files. That's where it is. Looks like in the county that they're sitting in right now, there are 12 records total. And that's interesting. You know why? Because Mr. Whitaker's daughter, the one that he's attacking right now and putting bullseyes on her back, actually the daughter, Mr. Whitaker's daughter, is actually only has less. She has 11 total. So there you go. The therapist actually has more on file in this particular county than Mr. Whitaker's daughter. Interesting. Now, I never chose to go over his file. I think I even made a video one time. I just didn't post it because whatever. But it is interesting. Yeah, it is. There's his name, John Patrick Roark. This therapist goes by his middle name. So all the doctor's degrees go back to 2005 in this particular county. We have civil judgments. This first one was a civil judgment for $715. This particular case, we have, we got a bunch of traffic stuff. Some convicted, some not. He pled no contest to operating motor vehicle with no inspection. He's been pulled over for that quite a few times, but he got it dismissed. And one he pled no contest, and the other, one or two other ones were dismissed. There's a $6,000 judgment. Let's see which one of these. This one. This one ended up to be a civil judgment. And this one is kind of hard to understand because it's Roark versus Roark. This one here, and so it was a dispute over a 2011 Harley Davidson and a D45 Martin guitar, and I don't know. It was a $6,000 judgment, but I don't know if it was dismissed. It's hard. Anyway, I'm not real good at the court records. It's not my bag, but so I don't know. It was Roark versus Roark. So I'm not really sure. And then there's some other stuff, some other traffic stuff. Oh, and this one is interesting. On December 1st, this was he pled no contest, which can basically guilty to a trespassing charge on December 1st, 2020. And but let's get to this one here. This last one here, the most recent one. Now, I could go through the whole thing, but I really just don't feel like it. If anybody wants me to walk you through how to look these records up, it's real easy. Just put it in the comment section, and I will put up a short video. It should take about 3 minutes to, not even maybe, to show you how to look up these records in out of West Virginia area. Actually, Raleigh County. Pretty easy, but if maybe somebody doesn't know how, let me know. I'll put up a quick video. So anyway, on September 19, 2024, he was charged with domestic assault, stalking, and non-consensual disclosure of private intimate images. So and that was September 19, 2024. So last September, a year ago, last month. All right, he got charged with these things, and he got put in jail. All right. And like all of them, they used the same number one bail bonds. And like all of them, there seems to be a standard $5,000 bond. And so he sat from September all the way to January 16th, where his bail was set, and he was let out on bond on January 16th, 2025. And this is important because it was only, January, February, March, April, 4 months later that he was making videos with Timmy in May. So this is January of this year. He got out on a $5,000 bond. And remember, I told you on July 21st, 2025, he got 1 year probation for non-consensual disclosure of private intimate images. And he also got 1 count of stalking. He pled guilty. So he pled guilty to the stalking and the non-consensual images. And a plea agreement, they dropped the domestic assault. So that is the therapist here, Dr. Roark's credentials. And now, how does So we hear what Dr. Roark, Patrick Roark, has what he's done with the daughter, false accusing and then admitting it was a lie, and putting a bullseye on her back and falsely accusing her things. How does this therapist deal with the rest of Mr. Whitaker's family? Wait, speaking of families, I forgot to show you his I'm not sure if this is really their wedding photo or not, but that's Patrick's old his ex-wife. I'm pretty sure that's his ex-wife. And by the way, interesting, because when Patrick first started the GoFundMe, everybody was saying it was in Sabrina's, his ex-wife, her name. So that's interesting. That's a interesting footnote. Is that, yeah? Now somebody else may correct me or whatever, but I remember people saying that the GoFundMe at first for the Whitakers was in her name. I think it was Whitakers, but he had a GoFundMe in his name, because Patrick's had a few GoFundMes, all right? But I know one of them was in her name. But yeah, this is 2 people behind bars after shooting in Raleigh County. August 27, 2016, 2 people are behind bars after altercation and shooting in Raleigh County. 37-year-old John Patrick Roark and 39-year-old Sabrina Marlena Roark are facing felony charges after altercation with first responders turned violent. According to first responder, Cole City Fire Department units were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident on Epperly Road in Princewicke around 11 p.m. Friday night. Soon after, Sabrina Roark became violent, retreated to her vehicle, and returned with a handgun, firing shots at first responders. She's facing charges, and anyway, John is facing charges of obstructing an officer. Remember that one time he downplayed? He goes, remember, everybody's talking about my record. Hey, have you ever gotten in front of anybody? That's called obstructing, and that's what I did to the cop or something like that. He downplayed it, but this is what really happened. Obstructing an officer, obstructing a firefighter. But he's going to give advice to other people how to run their families and their children, which makes me wonder, where were the kids, or their kids? I don't know. Did they have kids then? That was weird. So let's see what type of advice this therapist, Patrick, the therapist, see what kind of advice that he gives the Mr. Whitaker's nephew here. This is Mr. Whitaker's nephew, the one that he's counseling right now. He's counseling Mr. Whitaker. And this is Mr. Whitaker's nephew. And let's see what he has to say to Mr. Whitaker's nephew. This is apparently how he suggests to deal with family members. All right.
Kenny went up the road. Kenny's an asshole. Yep. Is he not? Kenny's an asshole.
Okay, so Kenny, I believe, is Mr. Whitaker's brother, which is Timmy's uncle. So he's this Dr. Patrick has got Mr. Whitaker's nephew and advising him to call his uncle an asshole.
Yeah, he is. What about Jason?
Oh, what about Jason? Another family member.
He's up the road too. Did he go up the road too? He's an asshole too. Oh, doing drugs?
Well, I really haven't seen that approach from somebody who's trying to dole out advice, but apparently Dr. Patrick thinks it is good to turn Timmy against all his family members, his own family members, and teach him to call them swear words, such as BJ. He taught Timmy to call BJ a bitch, Kenny an asshole, and Jason an asshole. Great job. Okay, so now that we know the extensive history with this Dr. Patrick and Mr. Whitaker, Let's see, because remember, you've seen Patrick's wife, the one, that shot at the ambulance or whatever. The 6 kids that he apparently has got a horrible track record with. I'll leave it at that. All the things that he's done to this family, such as, let's see, I just showed you what he did to Mr. Whitaker's nephew, teaching him to call the other family members assholes and bitches. And everything else, putting a bullseye on BJ's back, falsely accusing her, splitting the family up, helping Eric, robbing them of their money, and everything else. So we're going to listen to this therapist dole out advice to somebody who, by the way, is probably, 25 years older than the therapist, Mr. Patrick here. He not only is 25 years older, but you know that Mr. Whitaker here sitting in the chair, if you go to look up his record in the magistrate, doesn't exist. Yeah, he got arrested for stealing that gas, and he got charged with conspiracy to steal the gas, and they had to drop the charges. It didn't even it ain't even on record. I haven't seen it anywhere on record. I think they dropped him before they were even posted, because even BJ, I heard her say on the porch that you need 2 people to have a conspiracy, and she wasn't charged. So yeah, he doesn't even have a record. So Mr. Whitaker here in the chair, getting scolded by Patrick, the therapist, is he's got no record. Only time in his life he ever had handcuffs on was that gas, when they ran out of gas. And I think that was probably also why they got it dropped too, because yeah. Anyway, so let's listen to the now that you've heard all his credentials, seen his credentials, let's listen to Patrick, the therapist, who has his life in shambles. All right. Nothing close to what Larry is. Nothing. He ain't half the man Larry is. But go ahead.
Listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen to this clown who just got bailed out in January and convicted, in the end of July, 3 months ago, of all those crimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen to this guy here, Mr. Whitaker. Let me move that.
To say that nobody done what they done because somebody hates BJ. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that, man.
Right, because falsely accusing her of being a snitch, falsely accusing her of getting evicted, and falsely accusing her of driving by and having the entire world hate her. No, you must really love her, Patrick. I'm sorry, Dr. Patrick.
Brothers and sisters that need protected. Those are your brothers and sisters. And
scolding him like he's a child
has any sense about him would do the same thing. I mean, if it was me,
Yeah, if it was you, you would have listen, Mr. Whitaker, if you were Patrick, you would have a criminal history a mile long like he does. And all the other things I mentioned, okay? I'm just, yeah.
Mom and Dad had 5 kids. And if it was me that was causing...
I'm sure they're real proud of this one.
...the problem, and it was affecting everybody else, you don't think that they would put my ass down the road? They would.
Probably did.
But ain't nobody out against you, though. Huh? There's nobody against you.
Oh, really? Nobody against you? You personally, Patrick, made him and Betty look like liars and bad caretakers, and then you blackmailed them with a can of gas all summer while you withheld tens of thousands of dollars from Larry. Then he comes and gives a half a gallon of gas, and what's that, $1.50, $2 worth of gas? You blackmailed him all summer to go against his family, or you're going to put him in jail. And you have the nerve to sit here and say that nobody's against you and nobody hates BJ?
But ain't nobody out against you, though. Huh? There's nobody against you. You just got to understand.
Read the comments. Betty and Larry are liars. They canceled the restraining order. Blah, blah, blah. How he can sit there and say there's nobody against you. Give me
People
a
want to see
break.
good things happen with y'all, but you have to understand that everybody is out to protect everybody, the whole family.
Out to protect yourself is what you are.
I mean, it come out of your own mouth down there. You told me out of your own mouth down there one time that she drives you crazy with the bullshit in the day.
And now here he is berating Larry for how he for an occasional squabble in their family. What household family with, I don't know how many they have in that house, 5 people. How many families can you go with 5 people? And some have, issues. And how many families can you go in with 5 people that have, obvious issues and not have something that says you're driving me crazy? You go knock on every door in the world. You're going to find half of them that have somebody in their house that, yeah, occasionally they drive me crazy. I mean, you're sitting here scolding this person. Where are your kids, Patrick? Where are your kids right now? Scolding him how he's scolding a man in his 70s about his daughter who's almost 50. I mean, unbelievable. And look at him. Look at his house. Look at his life. Look at his house. You can tell a lot by somebody when you drive by their house. You know what I mean? A lot. You can tell if they're drunk or tweaker, whatever. You can tell. Drive by Patrick's. You don't even have to look on Google.
Mouth down there. You told me out of your own mouth down there one time.
One time.
You crazy with the bullshit in the day. You told me that out of your...
Yeah, out of your own mouth. One time, Larry made the mistake of confiding into Patrick and saying, yeah, sometimes she drives me crazy with this bullshit. You know what I mean? Okay, so one time she told you that. Now you're going to blast it to the whole world? What parent has not been driven crazy by their kids once in a while? Whether they're, drives you crazy and dope and... I mean, how is this Patrick's business? What are his qualifications besides the ones I showed you at the courthouse?
One time.
Down at the jail.
She drives you crazy with the bullshit in the day. You told me that out of your own mouth.
I know, Santa,
And you know what? I don't even think he knows that camera is set up. I don't even think he knows it's being recorded.
Well, I mean,
Look at the way that the camera is, the phone. Yeah, I don't even think he knows it's being recorded.
I talked to Eric, and Eric told me that you called him and said that...
Eric, yeah.
That me and Eric was trying to get the family busted up.
What? Eric said what? That you and Eric were trying to get the family busted up? What?
That me and Eric was trying to get the family busted up.
Family busted up? What? You and Eric trying to get the family busted up? Why would you guys even do anything like that? Hey, by the way, you owe her and her lunch and gas. And get this trooper something to eat, too. Yeah, getting the family busted up. Larry, what were you guys thinking? I'm sorry, Patrick, I didn't mean to interrupt your session. Go ahead, tell them what you weren't trying to do. Or what you weren't going to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, trying to get the family busted back up.
Trying to get the family busted up.
Uh-huh.
Trying to get the family busted up.
That's so silly.
Woman told me, she told me that if you don't believe me, I can show you on the internet.
Right there. He said a woman, and that's when they went to town. They said they went to get dog food or whatever. Larry saw it, and then Betty went and she saw it. A woman called and told me, and she said, if you don't believe me, I can show you on the internet.
Because there is nothing that has ever come from mine nor Eric's hands.
But
Now, mind you, this is just days before they got removed. I don't know when this video, it says September 9th, but it can't because they got removed on the 8th. But it says possible crimes days before Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine are removed. So yeah, this is just a few days before they got removed. Okay, so this is before anybody got removed.
That's what I'm telling you is the last thing that me and Eric would ever think about doing is busting you guys up. But that's what I'm telling you is the last thing that me and Eric would ever think about doing is busting you guys up.
Yeah, it would never happen. Out of your own house. Oh, make sure you pay that lady's gas too. We're only 2 minutes into this secret hidden video therapy session, and he has said 2 times, there's no way me and Eric are going to bust up your family. And basically, they were filling out the papers to come get them in a couple days with Eric, and I don't know about Patrick. But believe me, Patrick was an accomplice. Go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting their session here. I don't want to make it hard for Dr. Patrick there.
We're not interested in that.
No, not at all.
You don't understand people. You know, you have to take care of your brothers and sisters. Like,
how is he not?
And I know you do. But you know what? Whenever Betty's afraid to go to her own damn house, because
she is not.
She doesn't want your daughter there running in the house at 3:30 in the morning raising hell. Betty has that right. She has that right.
Yeah. Well, look at him.
Don't you think that you'd like to have a little bit of peace?
Yeah.
Wow. Look what Patrick did to his parents, and look what he's done to his kids, and look at the wife that shot at the ambulance or whatever. You know, down here, it's funny. Here's somebody very wise. 177, now 178 thumbs up. Never insert yourself into another's life unless they ask you, and even then think twice. But you know what? Nobody asked Patrick or Eric to insert themselves into any of their lives. Larry, Betty, you know, and BJ, they thought, you know, you were coming to do videos so they could get, and Eric, and get some money from the videos and a new house and all these things that you promised. You promised the moon, and you didn't give anything. You left them just in shreds. And you're sitting there, I just can't believe this. Get a little bit of peace. Hey, didn't you just get out of jail in January and go to, yeah.
I know, right? Keep us up through the damn night.
Well, you know, Betty's terrified of her. And then come to find out that she's been hitting Timmy. Well, shit.
I didn't know. You know, Betty told me I jump all over. But don't never.
Yeah, because they heard about this shoe, okay, this shoe. Well, you know, this was then. Now, that was then. Now is now. And this was a few weeks ago after Eric took off and the family got taken and split apart. Patrick goes on, I think this was Lady K's live stream, and they're asking him a few questions about BJ. Is she the one that Betty's afraid of and everything? Let's see.
Something about you knew it was Eric shirt, and that's when the fallout started to begin, because you can't prove that way. Like, how did he respond to that?
He didn't respond to it that well. I mean, that's why all this stuff with BJ got involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think BJ was a scapegoat?
Yep. Damn right I do. Yeah.
And that's how a lot of us are feeling too. Like, for me over here, and I've been saying, like, it looks to me like, I'm not saying Eric, I think Eric came into
And looks like, Patrick, you were making BJ the scapegoat just as much as Eric. You absolutely. He couldn't have done it without you, Patrick. Eric could not have made BJ the scapegoat without you and all your ring cam clips and all this other nonsense. Without you, Patrick, nobody would have been the scapegoat. Eric couldn't have done it without you. And as a matter of fact, this is all the things and more that I have on Patrick helping making BJ the scapegoat. Let's see, there was that fake eviction notice that Patrick helped with to make BJ the scapegoat. There was false accusations of BJ being a snitch to make BJ the scapegoat and probably have her bad things happen. Patrick agrees BJ was a scapegoat. Here, Patrick taught Timmy how to call BJ a bitch. Yeah, Patrick. Not only did you make her into the scapegoat with Eric here, but you and put the bullseye on her back and all the other things you did, but you also helped her get removed from the home. And here's a little reminder. And by the way, as weird and creepy as Dwayne is, and I don't know about his wife either to be married to him, but she even looks a little not comfortable with this, because this, I tell you, this clip here says, taught Timmy how to call BJ a bitch. And now he's saying it on the live stream. You know, it's just like, you know, if you're getting divorced and one parent is telling the other that your daddy's an asshole, your mommy's a bitch. Say mommy's a bitch. Bitch, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's going on here. Timmy's doing whatever pleases these guys, you know what I mean? He's hanging out. Anyway, go ahead. Now listen to Dr. Patrick's
making sure nothing went on.
Not making BJ a scapegoat. Yep. Addressed it. And by the way, within 2 days, he had her gone, restraining order, and the whole family in a mess. And within a week later, they're all split up and gone.
Sure nothing went on. When it came to a point that it needed to be addressed, we addressed it, and she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a new chapter and a new time for the Whitaker family.
And there's Patrick.
Feel much safer about just going
much safer. Well, wait a minute. Patrick, you said she was used as a scapegoat. Yeah, so this whole safer thing is bullcrap. But yeah, even Dwayne's wife looks creeped out, which probably takes a lot, you know what I mean?
For the Whitaker family, and everybody will feel much safer about just going for it. What? Did you hear me?
I know what he just said. Call her a bitch.
What did she? Hey. He did learn that from me. Yeah. Oh, you're learning. It's okay.
He said, don't learn too much.
Yeah.
That was cringe. Even creepy Dwayne and his wife, who obviously doesn't get creeped out at much, even she got creeped out. Anyway, so yeah, so much of for that, huh? Yeah, so go ahead. What were you saying before you admitted she was the scapegoat and all that? And this is actually, this says it all right here. Another clip from Toddy's live stream. Patrick is asked, do you think BJ actually abused Timmy? Let's see what he says. Pee wee Herman laugh.
Do you think that that BJ ever abused them?
No.
This is more for the Whitaker family. Do you think that BJ ever abused them?
No.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Out of Patrick's own mouth.
No.
This is more for the Whitaker family. Do you think that BJ ever abused them?
No.
Okay, thank you for that. I needed to know. I wanted to know.
I don't think that. I think it's bullshit, and I think that it was
verbally charged by Eric to get some kind of a hype up to cause chaos, and that's exactly what happened.
For the Whitaker family,
There you go. I said that before he even said it. I've been saying this for the longest time. Verbally charged, huh? But this was probably, I don't know, this was before everybody got taken away a few days. So this is probably a few weeks before Patrick admitted. See, he's got nothing to lose now. Family's gone. Eric took the money and the accounts and stuff. Patrick's still making bank out of his Facebook. He's just going to be content with that. And now it's just, it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. Really. And you went along with that bullshit. In fact, you helped manufacture that bullshit. 50-50.
You know, Betty's terrified of her.
Oh, really?
You find out that she's been hitting Timmy? What shit?
I didn't know. You know, Betty told me I jump all over her. Told her don't never.
And I believe it because there is even stories how Larry chased somebody off, either hitting Timmy or hitting BJ. I've heard two different stories, but Larry chased that person off the property. They don't put up with it, and now Patrick's admitting now that all the damage is done. He's like, yeah, it was all bullshit.
Yeah, I made one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nobody's doing what they're doing because they hate you or dislike you.
It's exactly why they're doing everything, especially Eric. Then you're not helping.
But you know what?
Well, actually, you are helping.
If me and Eric sat back and we know that kind of stuff is going on at that house, and if we don't do something, that makes us just as guilty as you.
Oh, you're guilty, all right, Patrick. And then you sit there and pretend that, oh, I love the Whitakers. I care about him. I love Timmy. I just love Timmy. Me and Timmy. No, if you loved Timmy, he'd be sitting on his porch right now, and you would have made damn sure this jackass from Georgia didn't come and destroy the family like they did. And as a matter of fact, if you would have just said, no, Eric, Betty's rule is he has to be home by dark, and that should be plenty. I can't imagine Mark Laeta from Soft White Underbelly saying, no, I need to take him with me for a week alone with my buddies in an Airbnb. And I'm going to be his daddy and all this other crap. And and by the way, I need, he needs the guardianship papers and Social Security and all that. Like, what? So Patrick just sit there and, I mean, we heard the truth out of his mouth now, so this did not age well. Isn't that what they say? This didn't age well.
And if we don't do something, that makes us just as guilty as you. So the best thing for you to do is just pretend it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Just leave it alone. Don't be talking shit to Betty about it. I'm just saying, don't get mad.
Listen, Larry and Betty are brother and sister who are in charge of that house. And it's none of your business, Patrick. If they want to talk amongst themselves that, hey, you know what? It seems like Eric and Patrick are trying to rip our family apart. We got the Adult Protection Services coming over with clipboards and pens and taking notes and asking questions, and they keep coming over, and now there's restraining orders and everything else. They have every right to discuss it, whatever they want inside their own household, especially in this case when they were absolutely 100% correct of what you guys were doing. And then you want to shame him. And little do we know, in a few days, everything is going to be true that Larry was thinking and Betty was thinking. But right now they're going to get berated. How dare you and your sister talk about things that me and Eric might be doing to you with all these authorities pounding on your door and snooping around.
We talking shit to Betty about it.
talking shit to Betty.
I'm just
That's what I mean. Who the hell is Patrick?
saying, don't get mad and talk shit to Betty because that's Betty's home. Betty's been there for her whole damn life.
Right, and now Betty been there her whole damn life, took care of Ray and Freddie and everything else when they were wild as can be, and somehow she held it all down, and Larry. But now they need 46-year-old Patrick Roark to come in and tell them what to do with this city boy from Georgia. Neither one of them have 2 nickels to rub together, and their life depends on making money off of the Whitakers. Yeah, and he's sitting there in that chair, ass barely cooled off from jail, and he's sitting there telling this 70-something-year-old man how to run his family when the 70-something-year-old man's been just fine without him. In fact, done 1,000,000% better without him before Patrick showed up at the door. She spent her whole damn life. And what I'm going to tell you, when did it go wrong? When did everything go off the rails? Let's see. 3 months ago, when Patrick and Eric showed up, started.
That's Betty's home. Betty's been there
Listen to this.
for her whole damn life, and she deserves. Who knows how long that she has to live, but she deserves to have a home that she can live in and die in peace in.
And you know what? How's she going to die in peace in a home with her family gone? And you probably took 20 years off her life, because look at the before and after. Look at photos. I wish I knew how to do this side by side. If somebody can do it, they should do it. Do a side by side of Betty before Patrick and Eric came in the spring and June, and do a comparison now, July, 3 months later. You know, what happened in 3-4 months? Larry and Betty look like they're, a decade older. And Patrick's acting like, thank God he got there just in time, because, after 70 years, all of a sudden they need Patrick and his life advice when he, like I said, 6 kids, and where have they been? One of them supposedly reached out to Eric, wanted to complain about him.
With a bunch of stupid shit from a drug addict.
A drug addict. That's his daughter.
So I mean, that's all I got to say, man.
I never think about it.
I know it's your kid, Larry. Nobody wants to do that with their kid.
Really, I wouldn't be taking any parental advice from Patrick Roark, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you look at the whole picture and you look back and you're like, well,
some people have a bad track record with 1 or 2 kids. He's got 6, okay?
Everybody looking at me. Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Everybody looking at me. One I said back there, let you outside of people come in and try to take over.
Exactly.
That's what they looking at.
There's no outsiders trying to take over anything.
That's only how can anybody deny that 2 outsiders came in and took over the Whitakers' life? Anybody want to deny that 2 outsiders came in and took over the Whitakers' life, and one of them sitting here like he's a therapist, a licensed psychologist, and a family psychologist? Him and his buddy, who also can never, doesn't seem like neither one of them have a good family track record, you know what I'm saying? Neither one of them have a good record at all. Much younger than Larry, and both of them have, made some horrible life choices. So he's going to sit there in that chair. And Larry just said, yeah, outsiders came in and took over. What? What do you mean outside? What are you talking about? No outsiders came in and took over. Let's see. First it was you. Then you brought along Eric. And then Eric brought along all the adult protection and the authorities. And yeah, that's where we got to where we're at.
That's what they looking at.
There's no outsiders trying to take over anything. Every bit of the outsiders that you see are the people that are trying to help you guys.
We're trying to help you. Yeah, help.
I know, that's the way they say it,
And I know that.
Now Patrick's trying to talk him out of it, you know what I mean?
They say it that way, but you know what? Whenever I live here, and I go out and I sit on my porch, and I hear them down there cutting up copper behind the camper at 2:00 in the morning. I mean,
Well, you know what? I bet they heard you up here with your trespassing and your disseminating images and your stalking and what else was it? What was it? I guess I took it down already, but you know the list. I just went over it. Yeah, so maybe they're tired of hearing your up the street and your stalking and your sharing porno images of your girlfriend or whatever the hell you did. Yeah, maybe they're tired of your crap. You know what I mean? And this is perfect. This is a perfect example. Patrick is going with the cameras down to the Whitakers to pick up a few things in their yard and want to be hailed as heroes. And then, found the copper and else. You know what they did with that cleanup thing, I mean, this is Patrick's house. He's down there making a big deal to clean up the Whitaker's house. It's just a horrible mess. Telling Larry he's dropping the ball. Your house looks like shit. And this is his house. And here is another view of his house with the trash. Maybe they're using that as the steps. Not sure. But somehow Patrick has to tell the whole world how awful the Whitaker's yard is. Look at how awful the Whitaker's house and their yard is. We better clean it up. And yeah, we better sit Larry down and I'll have a therapy session with him and I'll tell him how to run his life. When mine's actually, gone to shit. And just think about this. So Patrick, you were listening to BJ cutting up copper at 2:00 in the morning. And then you went over and took pictures of the copper during the cleanup. You had an excuse. And you know what? That's probably what it was, you guys. You saw what Patrick's place looks like, right? Now, why would he go down to the Whitakers when their place looks much better? And have the camera crew come in and take all this credit for cleaning up the property when theirs really wasn't that bad compared to your dump. But you know what? That was an excuse for you to scour the property, wasn't it? You heard him cutting up the copper at 2 a.m. Oh, I better go down there. Make an excuse to go snoop around behind the camper. Oh, what do we have here? As a matter of fact, you used that copper, finding the copper, to, what were you, blackmailing? I don't know, but let's just say less than a week later, everybody involved was arrested, including BJ and the scrapyard guy and everybody. That doesn't look good, placating with BJ. The police already have an ongoing investigation over all the stolen copper found behind the camper yesterday, among other things stolen from the coal mines. And yeah, so he, not only did Eric hear the copper being cut up at 2 a.m., but he made an excuse to scour the property with this fake cleanup, which they should have started at Patrick's house. Anybody disagree? Should have started at Patrick's house. But no, they had to go down here. He found what he heard they were cutting up. He found it. And then he told Eric about it. And within days, everybody got arrested, including BJ. And by the sounds of it, yeah, that copper was a sore spot for Eric here, or he wouldn't have brought it up.
Cutting up copper behind the camper at 2:00 in the morning. I mean, that's all the time. They're up all hours of the night, up down this road 8 and 10 times a night, stealing people's shit, stealing their gas.
And you know what? How do you know they're up 8, 10 times a night at 2 in the morning unless you're up too? If you're sleeping yourself, how would you know unless they're laying on the horn, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Stealing people's gas.
Well,
Wow, what a low blow. What a low. I don't even know if I can keep going. We're 5 minutes through and almost an hour into this. So yeah, I'll stop it here. You can see it. It's a Sniper, West Virginia recorded it. I don't even know where this came from. Yuba Tuba. I don't even know where it came from. But anyway, I should probably wrap it up. I think I've gone long enough, and I think I've proved my point that who the hell is Patrick sitting here berating Larry, treating him like a child, giving him life advice after all he's done to Larry and his family. And you got the nerve to sit there and talk to him like this. Is unbelievable. When you, at this very moment, as you're berating Larry Whitaker, you are hanging on to tens of thousands of dollars that they desperately need, throwing a $3 worth of gas in his face. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can watch the rest of it. I'm kind of burnt out on this. Anyway, so there you go. You can watch the rest if you want. I just about had enough. Anyway, thanks for watching and peace.